Have you ever heard the quote, "Success leaves clues"? I didn't expect to find a clue to success in my improv comedy class. Jackie Lowell, our improv teacher, would ask us, "What are you saying to yourself when no one was getting up to participate?" And I was saying, I have nothing clever or funny, and I definitely don't want to look bad. So for me, it was very difficult. That's when she shared the secret to success in improv and life. Before I share that with you, warning, I resisted it at first. I didn't like what she said. I didn't like one of the words she used. Since then, I've shared it with leaders and teams around the world, and most of them agree it's a key ingredient in innovation, mastery, and success. Jackie Lowell, with a twinkle in her eye, said the secret to success in improv and life is dare to suck. Dare to suck. And I said, no, I want to succeed. I don't want to suck. I don't want to look bad. Do you want to look bad? No. I don't think anyone wants to look bad. But I realized daring to suck isn't purposely failing. It's actually giving your best, pushing your limits, risking it in front of others. That's why it's so hard. My idol growing up, Michael Jordan, shared one of my favorite quotes, and it left a clue to success. I failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. Even though my idol said that, I couldn't embrace daring to suck. It felt too dangerous. And the reason why is because I was programmed. I was programmed to feel inadequate. And one of those was around how much I sweat. I'm sweating a little bit right now. I was programmed to feel that way. Now, in 8th grade, I gave a speech. And in that speech, I was sweating just thinking about it. When I stood up, my hands started shaking, and I couldn't get them to stop. And sweat poured down like a monsoon rain. My face flamed red. In that moment, I just wanted to disappear. The weight of embarrassment and shame were so heavy, I didn't think I could bear it. In that moment, I wanted to die. Have you ever felt like that? Yeah. Thank you. That moment was powerful for me. And when I went, anytime I was the center of attention, anytime a spotlight was on me, it was like that ghost would pop up and whisper, "They're going to see the real you. And they're going to reject you." And so I did some crazy things so people wouldn't see me sweat. Before a big speech, I went out and bought Carefree panty liners. Yes, I said panty liners. And if you're wondering, I use them in my armpits. And they worked, when I was practicing, they worked great. I walked into that speech as carefree and confident as I've ever been. I had my panty liners on. I was good to go. I was speaking, I was having fun, and then I looked down and there was a big oh no and another big oh no. Because there was a dry panty liner island and a lake of sweat named Carefree under both arms. And I was no longer carefree. Now, I love when people laugh today, and I can laugh at it too. Back then, I was not laughing. I was struggling. Looking back at that memory helps me realize this. Dare to suck is actually daring to suck-ceed. Notice the spelling. S-U-C-K-C-E-E-D. We're changing the spelling of it because daring to suck is embedded in success. If you want to succeed, you got to dare to suck. One of my favorite clues to that comes from Babe Ruth. The king of home runs, 714 times crack out of the park. He was also the king of strikeouts. No one struck out more than Babe in his time, 1,330 times. And Babe gifted me that empowering question. What am I willing to fail at? 1,330 times to be at the top of my game. Wow. There was another program that held me back. when I failed on the outside, I was making myself a capital F failure on the inside. Anyone relate to that? Yeah, thank you. It was powerful in me, and it kept me from embracing this idea of daring to suck. A mantra I share with myself now is this: failure is just feedback. Failure is just feedback. Another inspiration was Sarah Blakely, the self-made billionaire and the founder of Spanx. She attributed a reprogramming ritual to her father and to all her success. Her dad would ask her and her brother, "What did you fail at this week?" And when they shared a failure, he would high-five them. And she said this: "Dad reframed failure for us. It wasn't about the outcome. It was about not trying." Powerful. One of the things I do with that is I want to ask you to play along with me for a few seconds. Will you play with me? Yeah. All right. Raise your hand like you did when you were a little kid. Oh, there it is. Yes. That pick-me energy. I love it. Doesn't it feel, for those who did it, doesn't it feel alive? You feel more alive when you do it. There's a life to it, but what happens to us in school? We get the answer right, teacher's pet. We get the answer wrong, you're wrong. Too many wrongs, and we stop daring. We stop risking. In my gamified communication trainings, I use Dare to Suck as an empowering motto that helps people pursue getting better, even greatness, like Mike, Babe, and Sarah. It's powerful. It actually helps cut the power to procrastination, pops the bubble in perfectionism, and helps you move in the direction of your dreams. There was a launch just recently. Not that one. Not that one either. That one. SpaceX had a launch. And when it got off the launch pad, they celebrated. April 20th, 23. They celebrated big. Just minutes later, it exploded. And you know what they did? They celebrated. Some people called it a failure. The people at SpaceX didn't. It was a launch pad towards greater successes. It's powerful in that way. My friend Vanessa, who's here tonight, she embraced daring to suck right away. And I asked her, why? How? And she said this: "Chris, it was liberating, it was freeing, it was like a weight was lifted from my shoulders. I could go out there and take a risk, a big risk. And whether I failed or succeeded, I would be celebrated." And it was powerful hearing that. Celebrated. All right, let's talk about babies. They suck at walking, talking, and driving cars. They're no good at it. Now, when a baby's learning to walk, do we say to the baby, stupid baby, you're no good at this walking thing. Just give it up. Do we say that to them? No. We celebrate every little effort. We encourage their efforts in that love-filled voice that sends a zing through their very being. It's powerful in that way. In improv class, Jackie's improv class, there were so many clues to success. I went in that class afraid of looking foolish. That kept me from getting up and participating, to excited when someone would reach out and grab my hand and pull me up on stage with no idea what they were going to say or do. It was like magic was created in that class. We started out as walking zombies. Turned into this crackling creative energy was poured into us. We were overflowing with the force of life. It was magic. And how we did that? We dared to suck. And we're celebrated for it. And we built nets. And we made it fun. That's how powerful it was in that class. It was incredible. And you might be asking, what do you mean by nets? What I mean by nets is this. When I talk to leaders, I ask, are you a net leader or a concrete leader? Meaning when people fail around you, they feel like they've hit the concrete or landed it in a net. For me, I was a concrete person, and I transformed into a net person for myself and for others. It was powerful in that way. And what I say is this: if we're learning to trapeze today, and we're on the trapeze 100 feet off the ground, do you want a net? Yes. I do. I want a net. And if you surround yourself with playful, positive net people, and you become a net person yourself, you can get on the trapeze of communicating, innovating, leading, and fill in your own blank. And you can reach for the stars. And when you fall, you'll be caught. And you'll bounce. And you can climb up and go again and again and again until you amaze yourself and others. It's powerful in that way. Have you ever heard the question, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Have you ever heard that? What is that thing? What is that thing you would do? Think about it right now. Well, you're going to fail. You're going to fail over and over again if you really want to reach that success. And if you dare to suck, you're going to dare to succeed in the direction of your dreams. Thank you.